Hi, Godzo Medicine, PlayStation and Medic Maniac YouTube, Gran Turismo 7. And what you're seeing on the screen right now is I'm walking you through the settings that I used for a custom race, 65 laps. And so you can see all the settings that I've got there. I don't drive with any assists on at all. Unless I use... do I use default ABS? I think I might use default ABS, yeah. And then I don't use traction control and, you know, whatever. This is GR3. I'm using, as you can see, I'm using the Alfa Romeo. Just showing you that I've got hard tyres on it. And there's no tweakings to the settings or anything else. It's just the, you know, straight Alfa Romeo GR3 with hard tyres, because you can't alter the amount of fuel you put in before a race, which I've moaned about before. So if you do a longer race, then you know you've got to use hard tyres really. So I've been having a few races very recently, and I've noted some of the times that the AI finishes with, some of the lap times. Now I can't touch them. If you know me, then I know my way around a racing circuit, and I'll show some of that in a bit. But I've got a few clips of this race showing some of the lap times that I put down at varying stages. So very early on in the race, you can see there the AI's fastest lap time, which is 2:18.6. Now that's with hard tyres and a full, you know, pretty much a full fuel load, because you cannot affect the amount of fuel you put in before a race, as I previously mentioned. So if you do a very long race, you've got a full fuel tank, and so does the AI on hard tyres. So why is that important for 2:18? Well, that's a pretty decent time on hard tyres with a full fuel load. Do a bit of a search around and find out, yeah, that's a pretty decent time. I'd be pretty chuffed with that. So lap 17 now, coming up behind the Viper. And that's my fastest lap so far, going into lap 18 there. So you can see the types of times I'm putting down. Now I'm going to have to make a follow-up video on my PlayStation 4, because there's some pictures that I want to show that I can't get on my PlayStation 5, because I've snapped them from YouTube to do with varying searches to do with times, you know, in GR3 class on Spa in GT7. So, and also some of the times that I put down in GT Sport. I know that's a very different game, but you'll understand why once I do that video and I get that out there. So this essentially is part one of, you know, my talking about lap times and unreal lap times in Gran Turismo 7 in custom race. The AI is just broken. I've showed all the battering and ramming it does. I've mentioned about the unreal time before, but I thought I'd show it in a bit more depth and give it more context and, you know, weight to what I'm talking about. So lap 37, I think this is the full lap I'm going to show you, because this ends up being my fastest lap of the race. So, you know, you'll be able to see my driving here, and hopefully I won't have encroached the track limits at all, and if I have done, it won't be too much. I tried very hard to not do that. So I think with the pause menu there. I think I'm doing something with the captures and stuff. Anyway, yeah, unpause it and get back to driving. I spun this car earlier in the race, so that affected my total time, but the total time really wasn't that important, you know, for what I'm talking about, because I'm talking about really the unreal lap times. I've shown when I get into the lead, the AI, you know, back markers, they just get speed boosts and stuff and get very aggressive. I've shown that in a different video, so I'm not particularly showing that now, although that did happen in this race. So yeah, at this point in the race I can say that I'm on medium tyres, and I pitted on lap 29 going into lap 30, and I put on 20 laps worth of fuel. I think it was something like 20.3, and this is ×1 tyre wear and ×1 fuel, but you will have seen that on all the settings anyway. So through the bus stop and start finish line, and my fastest lap of the race for me was 2:18 on mediums with, like I say, I pitted on about lap 29, and obviously that was lap 37 I think. I've only just seen it and I've forgotten, but you'll be able to see it on the footage anyway. So here I've put first place, and first place is going to make a mistake and I go through. So at this point in the race I got into first place. I did make another pit stop toward the end of the obviously after the 20 laps of fuel had gone, and then I put another set of mediums on, and I think I put about 18 laps of fuel, so I had a bit of fuel to burn to the end of the race. And here is the final lap. Why does the AI pit on the last lap? I don't understand that, but you can see there the AI's lap time is now 2 minutes 10. That is correct. 2 minutes 10 point, I think that's a 9. I think earlier today I did have a race on here and it was 2 minutes 10, and it was a, you know, the numbers after the point were lower than that. So it had actually gone quicker earlier in the day, but it was still a 2 minute 10 time, which is just completely, as the title of my video says, unreal. That is unreal in race conditions. And if you've been noticing when the AI pits, it shows what tyres, and they were hard tyres, and you know, I don't know what fuel load it had. I mean, I can speak about the fuel load that I have and the tyres that I've got on my car, but I don't know what fuel load the AI had. I don't know that at all. But that is a completely unreal time. 2 minute 10. That is insane. Nobody in GR3 is getting 2:10 around Spa. Not unless you're cheating. Not in race conditions with ×1 tyre wear and ×1 fuel. That's just insane. It's broken. Just remember they've got a couple of pictures of circuit experience, and I'll have to edit those into the video and talk about them as well. So yeah, on my to-do list in a little bit. But we're coming up to the end of the race, 65 laps, and this is the 65th lap, so finish line in sight. The AI did ram me as well and slow me down, and obviously, like I said, I did spin in the race earlier, but it was the lap times I really wanted to talk about. So my fastest lap time, 2:18, which you saw, versus 2:10 there, which is just insane. Okay, so here's the pictures that I was talking about earlier that I'd have to edit in. And this is a while ago, so before a load of patches, but that's my circuit experience time on GT7, so 219.688 with the Porsche. And in a bit I shall show you the top 10 stars. So 215.540. Obviously race condition is completely different to circuit experience, but you get the point with GR3 210.9 versus that. It's just insane. So I'm gonna have to obviously put together the video on the PlayStation 4 so I can show some of the other pictures and stuff that I can't get on here. But in the meantime, take care.